Welcome back to the channel. My name is XK0, or K's for short. In today's video, we're going to be going over Zenkais and team building. I left out Zenkais out of the unit details and kits video I made here a little while back because I figured it, or no, not that I figured, Zenkais to me are more associated with team building than they are just as a kit detail thing. I might have mentioned it in that video, I think I did, but today I'm going to go over it. I'm going to go over the Zenkai relatively quickly and get to the team building and go into as much detail as I can in team building about any of the new players who might be picking up the game for the first time or playing for a little while and like to know how to make a better team for themselves for PvP. So starting off, we're going to go over a character that doesn't have a Zenkai. If you go to abilities, you'll see that he has two main abilities, which is God Keys Offense, Defense, and Bringer of Light. Whenever a character gets a Zenkai, two things happen. They get a stat buff, so their stats increase, and then they get two more abilities added to their kit. And if we look here at the Super Saiyan 3 Goku, the old one, it's been out for a long time. We'll go here to the abilities, because I have not Zenkai so boosted him. Both of his new abilities will be locked, which is these two, where they added two more abilities to the existing abilities. And also, when they get a Zenkai, they may go in and adjust their Z ability and their normal abilities, unique abilities. They might go in and change them, tweak them just slightly, but it's usually not that much of a difference. The other thing that Zenkais get is something called a Zenkai ability, which is what most people are looking for when a character gets a Zenkai. Most time, 1% sparking units will not have a good Zenkai. Everybody just kind of looks for the Zenkai ability, which is this right here. And what a Zenkai ability does, it targets one specific type of character, which in the case of this Panther Goku, it targets green and tags Saiyan. So all green Saiyan characters will get 35% base strike attack, 40% base blast attack, 35% strike defense, and 40% blast defense. So they get these added abilities added to them on top of their regular Z ability. So both these are in tandem. The Z ability will target all Saiyans, but the Zenkai ability of this Goku will only target green Saiyans. So as you can see on this Goku, I have his abilities locked. I've never used him in PvP, so I had no reason to unlock these. But right now I will show you how to unlock the new abilities whenever a character gets a Zenkai. So first you need to get this right here. Let me go to it real quick. To Zenkai the character, you'll need to get his Zenkai Z medals, which are these, or Z powers, what it's called. They're only 7,000, and all the Zenkais as of right now are all free to get, so are free on release. You can go back in here afterwards and buy the Z medals, such as I'm going to here one I need, like this first one. I can exchange the what is it called? Zenkai Rush medals to get Z power to Zenkai Awaken this Frieza. And this is how you just characters you get the Z power. You can also pay for it with the crystals, but I do not recommend it. It's costs a lot of money and it's not really worth it whenever you can get them for free. These Z Rush medals you get from doing the Zenkai Rush battle, or Zenkai Ultra Space Time Rush. You'll get it right here. And if you look right here, you just click right here, you'll see point rewards up here at the top. If you do all of the trials, you'll get Zenkai Z Rush medals at the end of it. No one to attempt. So going back to the characters, so once you have them fully Zenkai to 7, you can go in and you can so boost them. It's an additional so boost, which is a Zenkai so boost. So on this Goku right here, you can see I've done the first one where they added more or just base stats basically. But for the additional abilities that they get them on Z3. It'll be right here, unique ability, and Z6. So if you have a character Zenkai and you don't have a lot of the what are they called? Zenkai. Right down here, Zenkai souls. I don't know why, I forget what that's called. But if you don't have a lot of Zenkai souls and you're just trying to get the most out of the Zenkai and you actually want to use the character, the new update that they did here a while back, you can go directly to the Zenkai soul boost to 3 and 6 and just auto select it, and it will unlock all of it for you, and it will also unlock the ability here. Depending on the character, it would be worth doing that. In my opinion, I'll wait off to see if the character's going to be good or not before I even go in and unlock all the souls, all the soul boost stuff. Like this character here, I've done it with them, which you can start here. It says 200% instead of 100%. They're fully Zenkai, fully boosted. And if you go here to 6, it unlocks this ability details. And you go here and read the Zenkai ability that they added to it. But that's basically Zenkai's. It's just a boost to old characters. Majority of the time, it's not. They don't really make the characters very relevant. Sometimes they will, especially if it's a Legends Limited character. The Zenkai can be really good. But most of the time, like for 1% sparking, it's the majority of Zenkais. It makes them okay, not really that great. Right now, like the Blue Bros, their Zenkai was good. It wasn't great. It made them usable, but like I said, that's about it. If you have older characters, like you're trying to, like you haven't been able to pull the new characters, and you have older characters when they get Zenkai'd, most of the time they'll kind of, you can use them in PvP so you can get characters, but it's not always the case. The only other, right now, the current best Zenkai, in my opinion, is this Gogeta. He has a really good Zenkai, but if you look through like all the characters that get Zenkai in the last 3 or 4 months, he's probably going to be the only one that's actually being used in PvP. Oh, and Fusion Samasu. Fusion Samasu was also a really good Zenkai. Legends Limited characters seem to have better Zenkais. Majority of the time, some 1% Sparkings have good Zenkais, like the... Oh, where's he at? There's a Future Vegeta who just got a Zenkai. He's good too, which is kind of rare for a 1% Sparking to be. Let me scroll right here. This one. His Zenkai is good as well. But if you go in here, you look right here at the Soul Boost panels towards the bottom of this card. They're at 100% because I have yet to actually Soul Boost the Zenkai panels yet. Yeah, I probably won't because I don't use that Vegeta. But the main reason you wanted Zenkai characters is for the Zenkai ability. Is something that a lot of people might not talk about, but that's basically the only reason the characters get Zenkai is for the Zenkai ability. It's why you use them. Use them for a quote-unquote bench unit. I know not that long ago in my stream, I had one of my viewers ask me what a bench unit was. A bench unit is a character you put on the back slot most of the time, and they're there just to boost the main team, which is their characters you're going to be using in PvP or in PvE content, most of the PvP. So like this Zamasu right here. If I want to give him a good bench unit, this is Zamasu, the old fusion Zamasu, corrupted Zamasu. He's a good Zenkai buffer for this new fusion Zamasu that just released. This Zenkai ability is Red God. So Zenkai ability gives Red God the 40% strike attack, 40% blast attack, and 35% to both strike and blast defense. So he would be considered a good bench unit for the new fusion Zamasu. But he's a really good character with the Zenkai, so you'd actually run next to him. To get into more detail on team building, I will go ahead and start this side of it. So let's say I happen to pull the new fusion Zamasu, and I want to build a team with him. First thing you want to do is look at the character you want to build a team for, and you want to look at his tags. Which for this fusion Zamasu is God Key Future, Regen, Fusion Warrior, Patara, and Powerful Opponent. The few teams that come to mind to me right now that would be good for him, you could do Fusion Warrior, Future, or God Key. All 3 of those teams seem to be pretty valuable at the moment. Alright, I'm actually trying to think of the best way to go about making teams. Alright, so I came back with about 5 teams made, just to go through the teams, like how the different ways you can make teams, and then I'll go into what to do if you don't actually have any Zenkais and make a decent team. So this first team is the most new player friendly, beginner friendly, if you will, which is you get characters one of each type from one team and throw a max base health buffer on the team, which would be this Ma for future. We go to the Zenkai ability. She does max base health. Most players, I will say, it's a good rule to throw a max base health unit on any team you make. It will make your survivability better. Just increase your health overall is a really good thing to do. So I'd always put that last 6 slot as a base health buff if you can. If you can't do it, then do what you can. But most of the time, you want to have a character that will max base health on whatever team you're running. When it comes to teammate, like what kind of team you want to make, it all comes down to the type of character you are. When it comes to making a team, it all comes down to your play style and what tags you like, and try to make teams that are centered around the same same tag. It makes it a lot easier to make teams that way. I'm not meaning like don't go try to make teams that are all like just strike based characters. They don't share tags. Make sure they share tags. So I went ahead and I made a few teams real quick so we can go through real quick and kind of look at different ways to make teams. This is the first one where you just do one of each character type or one of each type, and then throw a max base health buff on the team. Next one is kind of a more competitive team at the moment, which is trying to give characters their own Zenkai buffs. And this one's kind of wonky a little bit because you're doing red, green on top, red, green on top, which is both of the Zamasus, and the corrupted Zamasu is giving himself a Zenkai buff, along with the new Fusion Zamasu Zenkai buff, which is red God Key. So that they synergize together with that, and they will both get the Zenkai ability from that one. And then we also have another HP buff with Mai on this team because they're all fusion or future tag. And this is this Vegito is going to be getting a Zenkai buff from both the Gohan down here and the Vegeta. I threw the Vegeta on there just to show interesting thing with when it comes to transforming characters. So this Vegeta's Zenkai buff is his Zenkai ability is God Key, and the Vegito up here won't get that Zenkai buff until after he transforms. So once he transforms, he gets the tag God Key added to him, and so then he will get the Zenkai for the green God Key. So before transformation, he'll only have one Zenkai buff, but after transformation, you'll have 2 Zenkai buffs. And if you want to see if your character is getting the Zenkai buff, you go up here to details. And once you get to details, you can scroll over to the character you want to see if they're getting all buffs they're getting. And if you scroll down, you see on Z abilities, he's getting all his abilities from all the characters. Zenkai ability, he's getting it from Gohan, and that's it. If you click after transformation, he's getting the Zenkai ability from both Vegeta and Gohan. Just in case you're curious if a character gets the Zenkai ability and when they get it, you can go before and after transformations, look at the abilities. The next team I had made is a hybrids team, and this is more realistically of how most teams will probably be made, which is you will have a character on the leader slot. I will discuss leader slot here in just a few. But right here we have the top 3 units, or if they be the main units we use for the team. Then on the bottom we have a Zenkai buff for both the Ultimate Gohan and for the Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, both get a Zenkai buff. And then we have an HP buff through this Pan. This Pan's a really good HP buff because she also gives plus 20% to Sun Family or base critical during battle, which is a good buff as well. But this is more typically a lot of the teams you'll see, which is 3 characters with 2 characters get a Zenkai, or 1 character gets Zenkais. Get both Zenkais. But like I said, most teams will have a base health unit. The next type of team that you may run into, and I just want to put this in this video just so everybody can get a fair warning of it, is a gimmick team. I've been known to run these from time to time for fun. Most people that are running these more as a troll team, but what this would be considered is a green card spam team. So if you've been playing the game for any amount of time at this point, you'll know that Gotenks green card is really good, because green card gives them right here. Vanishing gauge. Every time he uses a green card, he restores vanishing gauge by 60%. And so the idea is the more green cards you have, the more infinite vanishes you will have. Because also on when you use vanish, he draws a green card, and then if you have another green card and 100% vanish at all times. So on this team, the 3 characters you'd bring into a match would be Gotenks, the Yajirobe, and this Whis. The reason you bring this Yajirobe is because he carries a green card on his arts cards held, which means he puts an extra green card in the deck when the match starts, and same thing with his Whis. So far, I think this Whis brings, one more extra green card. So that would be 3 green cards in the deck, which means that you'd be drawing green cards way more often. And the idea between these gimmick teams is that you have Gotenks, which will be your main damage dealer. You'll be doing the majority of everything in a match. And so you do nothing but buff him as much as you can, which down here we have 2 Zenkai buffs for that Gotenks, and then he gets his HP buff. So this is what's called a gimmick team or a troll team, if you will. And you may run into these sometimes. They're not very often, but they're fun teams to run if you ever get a chance to. And I believe this is the last team I had made just for this video, which is a mono top or mono color. And this would be mono or yellow. In mono yellow, the idea is that you have usually 3 to 4 Zenkai buffers for that particular color. So you see like this, you have Beast Gohan, this Gogeta, and this Goku. All 3 really good units, but now they all are getting 3 times Zenkai buff. And they also have an HP buff on the bench, which just as Roshi for this video. I would never make this team like this, but just to show that you always have a HP buff on the team. Unless you try to always have a HP buff, unless you're just going full Zenkai buffs all the way around. Those are most of the type of teams you would make or run into in PvP. So let's say you don't have any Zenkai units. Let's say you're a new player, you don't have any Zenkai units, and you want to make a competitive team with the best Z abilities that you can. So let's go with this hybrids team right here. Let's say you don't have any Zenkai buffers, so we take off both this Gotenks and this Gohan. Now, at this point in the video, I'm probably going to cut, and I'll come back with some options that you can use. So give me 1 second. Okay, I am back with the team here real quick to kind of show off if you don't have Zenkais, how you can make a team to try to get the most out of it. What the leader slot does for a team is that you can put any character you want in the leader slot, and he will gain all the Z abilities of all the characters, regardless if he shares attack or not. So, say if I didn't want to put this Beast Gohan there and I wanted to throw the Fusion Zamasu, he would still get all the Z abilities for all hybrids, any tags he's not part of. So leader slot's really good for whenever you don't have Zinc, or whenever you have a really good character but you don't have a good team for them, and you want to put them on another team that you do have characters for, like hybrids team, or let me confirm this. So let's say so the leader slot's really good for whenever you have a team made and you need a character, you want to put a character on there that doesn't fit with the team, you throw them on the leader slot and he will gain the ability of all the characters that are on the team. But this right here is a good representation of if you don't have Zenkai characters yet, what you can do. A lot of extreme characters will have really good abilities, such as this 13. This is Android 13, right? Yes. His ability is 50% to red and green strike attack and defense, which is a huge Z ability, 50% to base strike attack and base strike defense. But it's given to both the element red and green. So on this team, he'd be given this Z ability to both Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan and the red Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. Same thing with his Deborah. I believe his Z ability is basically the same, where he would be given to 50% to red and green blast attack and defense. So if you don't have Zenkai abilities, look at the extreme units. A lot of them will have good Z abilities, such as his Broly and his Gotenks down here. Both of them give, or this Gotenks gives to the element green and yellow 40% blast attack and blast defense. And the Broly, I believe, it's yellow and purple. Yellow and blue. He gives strike attack and blast defense for 50%, which is a huge buff. So if you don't have Zenkais, I would suggest looking into the a lot of the extreme units have really good Z abilities for bench units. I forgot about one major thing when it comes to making teams, which is an added ability that Ultras have and Legends characters have, which is this Ultra ability. Is if this character is in the slot, it applies the following effects. A lot of these characters will have this, or a lot of all the Ultra characters have this type of ability. You can just rate them and see what it does and see if it's worth using. Put them in the leader slot. But also you have abilities for Legends Limited characters. I forgot about this. I forget about this. I don't ever pay attention to it, so it's hard for me to remember. There's limited Z abilities at all, which will, if they are brought into battle, it will give these abilities, which is not a big boost, but it is a boost. So if you're running a full Legends Limited characters, look at that Legends Z ability, such as this one. Like this turn here, I'll be using none of the Legends Limited characters. So they get an added 7% to all that. Yeah, the following stats increase the following stats of allies. This character is a battle. I believe that's what most of them are. I believe it's if this character is a battle. So they are brought into battle, they'll be given added stats. It's not a big buff, but it is a small buff, and it is noticeable. So if somebody's running a team of full Legends Limited characters, and they're using the 3 Legends Limited characters they have on their team, they'll be getting added stats because they're all 3 Legends Limited characters. Same as if there's an Ultra and they get brought into battle. I believe this might be it for team building. I'm trying to go over in my head and make sure I've got everything. Alright, so let's go through a recap of everything that we discussed in this video, which is Zenkais are good for bench units. It gives it added stats to characters that match the Z ability or the Zenkai Z ability. When it comes to team building, try to put Zenkais in your team along with the HP buffer if you can. If you don't have access to Zenkais, use EX characters for really good Z abilities. Leader slot is broken. It's stupid. I don't know why the game still has leader slot. I wish it didn't, but it does. The leader slot's really good for whenever you want to throw in just a random character on a random team. Is all it's used for. And then don't forget about the Ultra Z ability and the Legend Z ability. I forget about them all the time. I forget their thing, but they are important for just the micromanaging of how much damage you can do. Well, if you enjoyed the video, please give a like and subscribe. Comment down below if you want me to go over something else. I'm trying my best to try to get through this without forgetting anything, but hopefully I didn't forget anything in this video. If I did, I'm pretty sure somebody's gonna let me know down in the comments if I did. Just hang on tight. After this video comes out, I'll be making a video over equipment, and then I'll be making a video over actual how to conduct PvP as a player. Alright, everybody have a great night, great day, wherever it is for you. Bye.